Thank you for joining me for another Minecraft education lesson. Today I'm going to talk about combining Minecraft education and SchoolAI. I'm a fan of SchoolAI. I use it often. I am a virtual teacher now, so it does come in handy in my virtual worlds that I create in classrooms. It's a really good support system too for students. So for instance, one of the main things I like to do is when I'm fleshing out my NPCs, I like to make one AI bot. Now before I get into that, if you're ever stuck in a rainy weather and you want the rain to stop, hit enter, backslash, type weather, and then hit clear. And voila, now it's clear. If you want it to stay that way, go into your settings, scroll down to weather cycle and turn it off. Also, if you want it always day, which normally I do, this will make nighttime happen. This will keep it always day. So now it's going to be always day, sun, and shiny. All right, back to the lesson. So I always like to make an AI bot. Sometimes I'll name it help bot, chat bot, and in this case for my biology class, this is my botanist AI bot. I link this bot to a SchoolAI chat. So when they click this, it is going to pull up this beautiful little window here. They then are going to punch in their information, Jane Doe. I'm going to hit join. And I have probably used this name several times already, so we'll just go on with it. So it'll introduce them to the lesson, and then it'll typically guide them with a guided question. So in this case, it's asking which type of reproduction do you find more interesting, or would you like to learn about both in detail? Let's say reproduction, and let's see. So this is going to go into more of that information. It can provide examples. It will also do speech to text. Oh, I'm sorry, text to speech. There we go.
Great choice. Let's explore sexual reproduction plants. One key concepts.
So that's a cool feature of SchoolAI as well. And then they can just ask questions. Let's see. What is the purpose of pollinators? Just a question. Of course, you never know what students may throw in there. And so now this chat is going to be saved. Now up here there's other few features. They can also switch over to different languages, which I find really cool. So now we're just going to exit this. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not my exit. I'm just going to close out. So now me as a teacher, when I log in, and I'm going to pull over my screen so you can see what I see. I'm going to go under spaces, I'm going to go under my sessions, and I'm going to go under plant reproduction. Now this one I made just for y'all because I don't want any, confidential information to get out. But here is kind of what it's going to look like when your students start chatting with the bot. If there's not a smiley face, that means they have not typed anything into the chat. So this is the one I was just working with. And if you hit this 3 dots, you can view chat, copy student link, but I want to view the chat. So I can come over here now and see what the student is asking, see what they need help with. And it really helps, especially being a special education teacher. It's good data, it's good feedback, it helps me kind of drive the instruction where I need it to go and address things that maybe I have 3 to 5 students asking the same type of questions. So then I can backtrack a little and address that. Now, when you want to set up a space, you just simply go to create. go to create here. You're going to type in what you want them to learn. So let's say you want them to learn about food webs. And then AI can actually generate a lot of this for you, so you don't really have to put too much in. So the prompt is, students will learn and discover and learn more about food webs and food chains. So now I'm going to generate with AI. Now this can take a little bit. Just be patient. So this is the cover image. Of course, you can add your own. Sometimes I use my own, sometimes I use what they use. And then I'm going to hit generate all fields. And now it's going to put in a subtitle, it's going to put in a teacher description, it's going to put in a student description. So you can go in and tweak this if you want, you can leave it as is. Once you are done with this, you can come over here and hit save and launch. Once it's launched, you can either add it to your Google Classroom or you can use a space code. When you go to space code, this is the link you're going to copy to your NPC. And of course, this, if you're using it for something else, this is a scan and a code to use. But if you notice, this is the room code. In the link, it's already there. So you'll copy that. You're going to go back to Minecraft. You're going to make for sure you're in World Builder mode, because this is how you set up your NPCs. I'm going to do this over here. So, actually, let me show you how to just do it in your inventory. It's a lot faster that way. Just in your inventory, type E to open it, then hit NPC. Here's an NPC egg. As you can see, I already have a stack of them. Now you do need to be in World Builder mode, because see, if you're not, it's going to tell you you cannot do this. So enter or hit T on your keyboard, \WB. Now it's going to put it to true, which means I'm now in World Builder mode. So I can place my NPC, which you do with the right click, by the way. You're going to right click to edit them. I'm going to scroll to the very, very end, and I'm going to pick my little bot I like. We're going to go floaty guy. Help bot. Then, here is where you can do your dialogue. Hi, I'm here to help start a chat with me, or I'm here to help and answer questions. Click the link to start a chat with me. So that's what he's going to say. Advanced settings is where you add your URL. And then this is where I'm going to put chat. Okay, and that is that. Now your little bot. Oh, let me leave World Builder mode so I can interact with him like a player would. So right click and boom. Hi, I'm here to help and answer questions. Click on the link to start a chat with me. They're going to click chat, and now they're going into the food webs. They are going to put their name, Jane Doe, join, just like before, and it's going to ask them a question, and here's where they can start a conversation. If they do not type a question, the little smiley face stays gray. I don't know anything. So this will kind of break down some stuff. Now, what I want to do is I want to go back and look at this in the AI. So I'm going to close this. And now, as you can see, food webs, one participant, Jane Doe. I don't know anything. It wasn't really much conversation, so it didn't really register that. But you can see the message that they typed, I don't know anything, beneath their name. And you may have students who just put a silly little sentence in there. You never know. But that's as easy it is. You can come over here, view their chat, and that is that. And until you close a session, it stays open. So as long as you don't close it, students can keep accessing this chat. And it's that easy to kind of incorporate SchoolAI and Minecraft. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long, but it's a really good way to add a support into your lessons in your Minecraft world for your students, especially if you're working with special education. And it's a good way for you to get feedback on questions that they have, but they're not asking you. Maybe because there's a lot of students, or maybe they're playing solo, and you shared this world with them as for them to play solo, and then you can track their questions that way. So it's a really good tool. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Have a fantastic day.